बाढीको बारेमा पो टिभी हेर्यो भनेको त
कैलालीका बाढी प्रभावित क्षेत्रका बालबालिकाहरूको सहभागितामा भइरहेको भेलाले उनीहरूको प्रतिभालाई पनि प्रमाणित गरेको छ।
बाढी प्रभावित विभिन्न विद्यालयमा अध्ययनरत विद्यार्थीका लागि धनगढीमा आयोजना गरिएको जिल्ला बाल भेला आज सकिएको छ। त्यस्तै विद्यार्थीहरूले आफूभित्र भएका ज्ञान, सिप र प्रतिभा पनि प्रस्तुत गरेका छन्। बाढी प्रभावित केही विद्यालयका विद्यार्थीले बाढी आउँदा भोग्नु परेको समस्या र त्यसबाट बच्ने उपायका बारेमा सहभागीलाई नाटकको माध्यमबाट प्रस्ताएका थिए।
दर्शकबिन, आज हामी धनगढीमा भइरहेको बाल भेलाको बारेमा चर्चा गर्नेछौँ।
There was a reason why the media gave priority to the child jamboree held in the disaster-prone district of Kailali. It was a jamboree for the children and by the children. And over 2,000 of them took part, gaining good coverage both in the local and the national media. Kailali district, which is spread over an area of 3,235 square kilometers, consists mainly of plain lands known as Tarai and some hilly areas. The land, despite being very fertile, is prone to natural disasters like floods and landslides. In 2010, with the support of Reach Out to Asia, ROTA, Qatar Foundation and its partner Vodafone Qatar, Mercy Corps Nepal and Action Aid International Nepal implemented the project Improving the Quality of Education and Building Disaster Resilience in Schools, making an important contribution to improve the quality of education and reducing the risks of disasters in the hazard-prone schools of Kailali district. The program successfully combined efforts to provide quality education and contribute to disaster risk reduction. Students were seen not as victims of disaster, but as agents of change. This is Shivaganga Lower Secondary School in Urma village of Kailali district. Students are participating in flood simulation exercises, putting into practice what they have learned so far. These simulations are conducted twice a year in each of the 150 project schools. Physical infrastructure is an important aspect for quality education and disaster risk reduction. The project helped build physical infrastructures in 150 schools in 22 villages and 2 municipalities of Kailali district. These structures were designed to be safe and to provide protection for the students and teachers when disaster strikes. Nepal is a country at high risk of natural disasters like earthquakes, floods, landslides and fire. Though natural disasters cannot be stopped, we can definitely reduce their impact by taking mitigation and preventive measures. Each year during monsoon season, schools were forced to close their doors for a long time due to flooding. Landslides added to the risk. Protective bioengineering and other structures were built to protect the schools and the school land so that children could continue going to school safely. Planting of trees and use of other locally available natural resources like bamboo structures were used in the bioengineering process to help control the destructive power of the river.
जुन ठाउँमा म उभिरहेको छु यो ठाउँबाट पहिला खोलो बगिरहेको थियो जब हामीले यस ठाउँमा चाहिँ जैविक तटबन्धन गर्यौं त्यसपछि जैविक तटबन्धनले यतातिरबाट जुन स्लोपिङ भएको छ यो भागलाई चाहिँ पुरै माटो पटानी गरिदियो र खोलोलाई चाहिँ उतातिर सार्दियो सर खोलो सारेर हाम्रो जमिन चाहिँ बढ्यो विद्यालयको जमिन बढ्यो जसबाट चाहिँ हामी चाहिँ पूर्ण रूपमा चाहिँ लाभान्वित हुन सक्यौं
The students faced a challenging situation while coming to school due to flooding in the school during the monsoon. Students either could not come to school or were put at risk while trying to navigate the flooded campus. But all that changed after the construction of the raised foot trail.
पहिला पहिला अब कसरी कक्षा कोठामा कसरी पुग्ने भनेर हामी त्यो समस्यामा हुन्थे आजकल त्यस्तो समस्या छैन किनकि उच्च बाटो बनेको छ उच्च बाटोमा भाइ बहिनीहरू पनि सरासर आउँछन् आफ्नो क्लास कोठामा जान्छन् हामी पनि सरासर आएर कक्षा कोठामा आउँछौं आजकल राम्रोसँग पढाइ हुन्छ पढाइ पनि त्यति अवरोध हुँदैन पहिला पानी परेको समयमा धेरै पढाइ अवरोधहरू हुन्थे
These images show the risks faced by Saraswati Secondary School in Ram Shikharjala. Prone to floods and landslides, the school was in a dangerous situation, so measures are now being taken to make it safe for the children.
जुरेसा गठन भइसके पश्चात अब यहाँ हाम्रो नदी कटानको मुख्य समस्या यसको एकदम बसेर लेखाजोखा गर्ने काम गरियो जुरेसाको भाइ बहिनीहरू शिक्षक अभिभावक संघ विद्यालय व्यवस्थापन सबै हामी बसेर यो नदी कटानको एकदमै अब कसरी जाने त भन्ने त्यो विषयमा एकदम व्यापक छलफल गरी लेखाजोखा गरेर यो न्यूनीकरणका कामतिर हामी अगाडि बढाउँछौं
Not just the school, but this whole community was at high risk of being flooded. The river runs on two sides of the school, making it more sensitive to flood risk. A disaster management resource centre was therefore established in the village to respond to such situations. The centre has resources such as tents, life jackets, rope, stretchers, first aid kits and other potentially life-saving equipment for use during disasters. The students are the change agents who disseminate information about reducing disaster risks to their families and in the community. This is called peer education. The students inform the community about the risks of disaster and take up possible preventions to avoid damages. Peer education has made parents aware of possible ways of reducing disaster risk. 414 teachers and 3,103 students were trained in emergency care, and through peer education, more than 85,500 people of the area have benefited.
साथीहरु टोली बनाएर जान्छौं त्यसपछि समुदायमा गएर जो घरमा छन् वृद्ध बालबालिका महिला पुरुष जो घरमा छन् तिनीहरुलाई गएर हामीले बाढी सम्बन्धी बताउँछौं पूर्व तयारी कसरी गर्ने अनि त्यसपछि बाढी आएको बेलामा के गर्ने अनि हामीलाई लाइफ ज्याकेट बनाउन पनि सिकाइएको थियो हामीले लाइफ ज्याकेट पनि बनाएर देखायौं लाइफ ज्याकेटको प्रयोग कसरी गर्ने भनेर पनि देखायौं यसको मुख पनि गन्हाइराछ भाउजू गएले रक्सी त खा छैन.
Child clubs are also formed in the schools. Through different activities like street theatre and wall newspapers, the students raise awareness on disaster risk reduction and quality education. Students in the child clubs participate in the various activities of the school. They also support in implementing the code of conduct and to control negativity in the school. Along with the junior Red Cross circles, first aid, early warning and search and rescue subcommittees are also established in each of the schools. The students in the circle now have the capacity and skills to rescue and provide emergency care. They also initiated and established an emergency fund. The funds raised by the children are used to help those most in need during disasters and to keep their resource centers stocked.
खर्च चाहिँ हामीले 2065 सालको बाढीमा चाहिँ हामीसँग लगभग 22,000 जति रकम हामीसँग कोषमा थियो र त्यो रकम चाहिँ पुरै हामीले चाहिँ बाढीमा प्रभावित भएका मान्छेहरुमा खर्च गरेका थियौं र यसपटक पनि यो साउनको 4 गते गएको बाढीका कारणले यहाँ थुप्रै मान्छेहरु प्रभावित भए करिब 70 घरभन्दा माथि 70 घर परिवारभन्दा माथिका परिवारहरु यस विद्यालयमा 4 दिनसम्म सेल्टरमा बस्न पुगे। ती सेल्टरमा बसेका मान्छेहरुको खानपिनको व्यवस्था सुरुवाती चरणको खानपिनको व्यवस्था र उनीहरुलाई खाजा र बसाइमा सहज पार्नका लागि हाम्रो केही रकम चाहिँ यसपालि पनि आकस्मिक कोषबाट हामीले खर्च गरेका छौं।
The schools run regular first aid and rescue services. 75 schools have disaster preparedness plans. Disaster risk reduction is an integral part of their school activity. Inspired by this project in the community schools, some private schools have also started simulations for disaster risk reduction and disaster preparedness.
यो कार्यक्रम जुन चाहिँ हामीले कम्युनिटीमा लिएर गयौं, स्कुल बेसमा लिएर गयौं, त्यसले एक किसिमको नयाँ ऊर्जा चाहिँ प्रदान गरेको देखियो। यसले विद्यार्थीका माझबाट सिधै सन्देश गार्जियन कहाँ जाने भयो र विद्यार्थी आजको जुनियर भोलिको सिनियर हुने भाव हुनाले उनीहरुसँग दिगो रूपमा लामो लङ टर्म चाहिने उनीहरुसँग त्यो डिजास्टरका मेसेजहरु जाने सक्ने भाव हुनाले यो अझ बढी प्रभावकारी देखियो।
For the students in community schools, English language has been a major challenge. When reviewing the results of SLC, it shows that many children fail in English. Students find it a difficult subject and their attention in class used to be low. But since the introduction of the English lab, the situation has changed. The students are now enthusiastic to be in the class, learning and practicing their English. Young children used to cry when they had to go to school. Children of this age group need a lot of love and care from their teachers, otherwise they will refuse to go to school. Their age demands learning through fun and play. The child-centered learning approach introduced in the schools has therefore proved to be very effective in making learning fun in a supportive environment.
मेरो पहिला बच्चा भए आउने मन गर्थेन उति अब बच्चाहरु यहाँ रमित एकदम आउन लाग्यो अब घरमा अब बच्चा बस भने चाहिँ नै म बस्दिन म्याडम मलाई राम्रोसँग पढाउनुहुन्छ र मलाई सरसफाई तिर जान्छ नास्ता चाहियो नास्ता नलिएर आउँदैन नास्ता चाहिन्छ यहाँ स्कुलबाट गइसके पनि घरमा जान्छ पढ्ने कोसिस गर्छ र घरको सरसफाई पनि सरसफाई राख्नुस् मम्मी मलाई भन्ने गर्छ हैन.
A conducive environment plays an important role for quality education. However good the teachers or the students may be, if the environment is not an enabling one, the results will not be good. Open spaces, safe drinking water, clean toilets, and organized infrastructures also have a direct impact on the teaching and learning process. The boundary wall of the school may not seem to be a significant issue, but it has a direct impact on the quality of education.
अहिले आएर विद्यार्थीहरु हामीले यो घेरा पर्खाल भइसकेपछि सबै विद्यार्थीहरु हाम्रो स्कुल कम्पाउन्ड भित्र नै हुन्छन् र बाहिरका छाडा गाईबस्तु र अन्य बाटोमा हिँड्ने मान्छेहरु पनि भित्र सजिलै प्रवेश गर्न सक्दैनन् र यसले गर्दाखेरि विद्यार्थीको पठन पाठनमा धेरै सुविधा र धेरै राम्रो सहयोग पुगेको छ र पहिले भन्दा धेरै यसले हामीलाई परिवर्तनमा ल्याएको छ.
Teachers, students, school management committees, parents and government agencies in the education sector are all responsible for improving the quality of education. Each of them has their own code of conduct that is written on the walls of the school. This has raised awareness among the students, teachers, and the community people about their rights and responsibilities which affect the good governance of the school.
अब हामीले सिकाइ उपलब्धि त हो सिकाइ उपलब्धि हामीले कतिको सहयोग गरेका छ हैन
Citizen education watch groups has also been established in the schools. These groups monitor the education process, education results, infrastructure of the school, and even the attendance of the teachers in the school. These groups facilitate the process of promoting quality education and strengthening relations between the school and the parents.
अहिले धेरै राम्रो भएको छ धेरै चाहिँ शिक्षक पनि नियमित राम्रो समयभित्रै आउँछन् अनि चाहिँ त्यहाँ पठन पाठन पनि राम्रो छ अनि विद्यार्थीहरूको चाहिँ बोल्ने शैली तिनीहरूको आनी बानी सरसफाई अनेक कुराहरुमा सुधार आइरहेछ.
Compared to the past, the physical infrastructure and the overall environment of the school have witnessed major improvements. At the beginning of each school year, a work plan is drafted. Based on each school's need, other short-term plans are also drafted. As a result, the schools are more transparent and more systematic in achieving their goals.
विगतको वर्षभन्दा अहिले हामी धेरै अगाडि फड्को मार्न सफल भएका छौं. शैक्षिक, आर्थिक, भौतिक सबै प्रगतिका कारणहरू हाम्रो नियमित बैठक बस्छ. समितिको शिक्षक स्टाफको विद्यार्थीको नियमित बैठक बस्छ. नियमित एसआईपी बन्छ, एसआईपी अपडेट हुन्छ, नियमित सोशल अडिट सामाजिक परीक्षण हुन्छ. सामाजिक परीक्षणमा सम्बन्धित सबै सरकारवालाहरूलाई बोलाइन्छ. यस्तै विद्यालयमा हामी यति छिटो आईसीटी एजुकेसन लागू गर्न सफल भएका छौं.
Students sometimes get injured while playing in the school or while coming to the school. That is why the school now has a first aid kit for emergency care. The school has also started providing sanitary napkins to adolescent girls. This has helped in reducing gender-based discrimination and feelings of humiliation among the girls and resulted in their increased participation in school activities.
जब स्कुलमा प्याड आयो जुन दिनदेखि त्यो दिनदेखि हामीलाई चाहिँ क्लास छोडेर स्कुलबाट घर जानु पर्दैन र प्याडहरु स्कुलमै पाइन्छ र हामीले त्यसको राम्रोसँग युज गरिरहेका छौं.
The far western district of Nepal is remote and stricken by poverty and ill practices. As part of the project, a Rota scholarship program was established to support students from poor and disadvantaged families. Beneficiary students are now employed and can better serve their community people after graduation.
म मुक्तगमयकी छोरी हुँ. पहिला हाम्रो त्यस्तो पढ्ने क्षमता केही थिएन. अहिले म स्कलरशिपमा सिएमए पढेँ अनि सिएमए पढेर म रोजगारी भएकी छु अनि रोजगार पाएर म केही आर्थिक स्थिति मेरो सुधार भएको छ अनि समाजमा बसेर समाजको व्यक्तिहरूको सेवा पनि गरिरहेकी छु.
A lot of changes are also visible in communities of the freed Kamayas, the bonded labourers and the Badis of Kailali district. The freed Kamayas and the Badis, who were at one time forbidden to talk about their rights, can today put forward their issues to the concerned departments and offices. Both these communities have been economically disadvantaged and deprived of opportunities. But today, almost 100% of children from these communities go to school. The project, improving the quality of education and building disaster resilience in schools, has helped to transform the status of children from victims of disaster to agents of change. This has empowered them and to a certain extent freed them from the fear of risk. In line with the Hugo Framework for Action and the Government of Nepal's commitment to education for all, this project gives priority to children and supports the participation of children in disaster risk reduction to better ensure their right to a safe and quality education. This has helped to improve the overall environment for education and ensure safe schools, safe communities, and quality education for the children of Kailali. The 3-year project, 2010 to 13, was implemented in partnership with the Local Partners Forum for Awareness and Youth Activity and the Nepal Red Cross Society Kailali District Chapter, which played a key role in achieving the targeted success of the project.